My wife and I were watching a show on Netflix called it was called Damsel, and it's got Millie Bobby Brown in it. And there's a scene in there. It's about a prince and a princess and a dragon and all this other stuff. But one of the scenes is they get on a horse for the first time. Well, together for the first time. They go, "You ride?" "Yes, I ride." And they take off across this field. And I'm sitting there with my wife, and I'm watching the horses, and I go, "Are they riding right? Does that look right?" She's like, "Yeah, everything's fine, but they're holding the horse back."
Right.
And I said, "What do you mean they're holding the horse back?" She's like, "Look at the head." And you were talking about the flexing at the pole. They had the horse's nose almost pointing straight down, but running at top speed across this field. She's like, they need to let that horse open up so it can stretch its whole entire body out.
Exactly.
And I was like, well, why do you think they did that in the movie? She's like, I don't know, but it's not good for the horse to run like that, staring straight at the ground and running at full speed.
Right. And you get when you're watching horses trot out and you get a false extension, if the horse is extending out and their nose is tucked back, if you remember the German march?
Yeah, the goose stepping?
The goose step. That's kind of what's happening. And they're reaching out and they extend, and then the foot drops back to hit the ground, as opposed to it's extended out and moving forward and hitting the ground. When you get that drop back and hit the ground, you're just slamming joints, tendons, and ligaments.
Just making a whole mess.
And they're like, but look how big and flashy, but they forget about the back end of the horse. And I always talk to people, I said, oh, look, watch this video, then take your hand and cover the front half of the horse. And you tell me how that horse is moving solely looking at the back end. Because if that back end is not there, it's a false extension. And the back is dropped, and you're beating up your suspensories along with everything else.
You're going to blow a muffler.
Yeah, exactly. So the key to getting good performance is the engine has to run properly, and the back end has to carry the horse. You want them light on the front end, back end has to be under them. And that falls into everything involved.